Y'all, we are back on Sibling Watchery reviewing
You don't know what show this is. We're back on
Sibling Watchery reviewing season 17, episode 11, Ross Mathews versus the Duck. Did you see Capote?
No. I had no idea the reference.
Oh, really?
No.
Capote was starring Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Is this?
Well, obviously Hoffman died like 10 years ago.
I want to say
Philip Seymour Hoffman was in Capote. He literally was the star of Capote.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Fox TV show Truman versus the Swans, which is
no. So Capote was, I want to say, Philip Seymour Hoffman's big role that took him as a serious actor, because he was doing like a lot of silly stuff before. I think he was in like Meet the Fockers or
I don't know. He was in Along Came Polly. That's what I know Philip Seymour Hoffman from.
But then he got known as a very serious actor because of Capote.
Who was Capote?
Quick time out. Jacob, am I like bright?
You're pretty white. It's giving alabaster. Push the start. It's giving alabastered.
That's much better.
That is
way better. You're
Capote,
warm. You're warm.
Capote was kind of like the Wendy Williams of his time. He was like a kind of a shock jockey. And when Philip Seymour Hoffman played him, did I tell you that when I used to be a real estate agent, Philip Seymour Hoffman used to walk by my window every single day?
Because did you live where he lived at?
I was working in the West Village. My office was in the West Village, and I sat right in front of the window. And I mean, obviously, he looked like he was having a really hard life. Like, obviously, he passed away. He died of consumption, so to speak. Drugs and alcohol.
Damn.
And he was walking. It looked like he was walking toward Herald Square. I don't know where he was going, but like he was walking toward Herald Square. And I mean, he just looked like he was having a rough. Every time I saw him, I was like, my God, this guy was having a really rough day.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square.
I wonder why they say, because Herald Square is so far from Broadway is like a street over, but like Broadway is because Herald Square is in like the West Village and Broadway is in Midtown. But maybe they were referring to, that song was referring to the actual street Broadway.
No, I think they're saying like all over. I think the song is saying, remember me all over this town, not just in Broadway.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me at South Ferry. Like, who goes to South Ferry if you're not getting on the...
I've never been to South Ferry.
Have you ever been to Staten Island?
Yeah, I've driven through it. I've never gone to Staten Island as a destination. I've driven through, though.
I was talking last night to Jared Goldstein, who's a comedian from Long Island, and his family has since moved to Staten Island. And I was like, I know so many New Yorkers who have never been to Staten Island. In my 12 years, I did one show, one time in Staten Island.
You did a gig in Staten Island?
I did a sober comedy show in Staten Island. Like my third year there, I did some stand-up there. And then I told you before I moved to New York City, I once accidentally got on the Verrazano Bridge and went into Staten Island and literally just did like a U-turn. I've been to Staten Island twice, and one time was completely by accident. What are you driving through Staten Island? What the fuck are you talking about? Driving through Staten Island to go where?
To go to school. My school was in Princeton, New Jersey. You have to take the Verrazano, drive to Staten Island to get to the Gotham's Bridge. That takes you to Jersey.
I didn't know that. But yeah, one of my first times having a run-in with the law in New York City was I got stuck on the Verrazano Bridge. And once you're on, you can't turn around. There's no loop-de-loop. You have to go. And by the way, it cost, at the time, it was like,
15.
At the time, it was a little less probably. This was 2005, 2006 maybe. You have to pay, by the way, y'all, you have to pay to get into Staten Island, you have to pay to get out. You have to pay the toll both ways.
Girl, no one wants to fucking be there. So they're like, bitch, they're hoping you have the money so that you're stuck there and you have to live there and work there.
So I was on the bridge and I was like, oh shit, I can't turn around. And then the cop was like, not the cop, the meter maid or whoever, the person working the thing was like, it'll be this much money. I said, I don't have any money.
The meter maid is hilarious. Not the meter maid. I'm screaming.
I said, this was an accident. I'm so sorry. And he goes, it's okay. I'll give you this little ticket. You can pay it in the mail. I said, great. Bitch, I looped around. They hit me again. And then I was a new, attendant. And I was like, oh, can I get one more of these? And he goes, you can pull over because you're under arrest. You're not allowed to do that. I said, I'm sorry, what? I was like maybe 20 or 19 years old. I said, what? He was like, you can't do that. That's illegal. Bitch, he called the cops on me. I started crying. I was like, please let me go. Please let me go. I don't even live here. I was visiting at the time, driving my friend's car. And then he was like, and then after I cried, he let me go. Isn't that crazy?
Please, Mr. Jailer. Have you ever seen Cry Baby with Johnny Depp?
Yeah, years ago.
Great
the
fucking
John
movie.
Waters film.
Yeah. Okay, but to quote you, this is not Sibling Rivalry. This is Sibling Watchery, and we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17.
Well, me and Monet also have a split in opinion. Monet does not think Untucked was boring, but I do.
No, I did think it was boring. I was just doing a bit.
Oh. Yeah, Jacob, if you could, hold on. Yeah, Jacob,
you want me to find drama and stuff to talk about?
Something. We got to find something because that Untucked was. I mean, we needed a break after.
I have a couple good things in mind.
We needed a break after last week. I'll say that.
One good thing in mind to make our Patreon exclusive Untucked interesting.
Got it. So what? Now you know it was not boring. This mirror message.
And y'all, that's okay. Can I be really honest? That's why I felt like I had so much vitriol for Arrietty last episode, because I was privy to this. And I was all up in my feelings for On Your Nerve, which is not, I reacted how I reacted. I do feel bad at what the comment I said, so I just want to say.
Don't let Arrietty find out, because Arrietty said it's not your bit. This is between her and On Your Nerve. This has nothing to do with you.
So that's why I was so jazzed up last episode. I was still hot. I was still seething hot from this mirror message. You want to get me read it to us, Bob?
So the mirror message said, from one smelly bitch to another, Anya, please brush your teeth. And then we find out that On Your Nerve has a condition that makes her breath smell bad, some form of halitosis or some a dental issue. I think Lexi said that there might be a dental issue. I don't know what it is, but On Your Nerve has a condition that makes her breath smell really bad. And
she said, I haven't been to the dentist. I'm like, bitch, you should have went before you filmed the show.
Well, going to the dentist, some people get afraid to go to I was following this one girl on TikTok who, I felt so bad for her. It was years ago. She had this video and she was like, guys, I am brushing my teeth for the first time in like 5 years. Because her teeth were like so sensitive, they were like falling apart, and she's brushing them really, really gently. But like sometimes dental issues, I've had dental issues in my life. Monet knows I've had a lot of work done on my teeth. Some of y'all saw on Drag Race, I was missing this tooth and this tooth. I used to be able to take a straw and string it between. You remember I used to do this, Monet?
Yes, I remember.
I would take a straw, close my teeth, and go because I was missing my teeth. Just started like. And it wasn't from not brushing or flossing. They just rotted, and they just like, I had to have them removed. Like my teeth
are genetic. A lot of times teeth issues, dental issues are just genetic. It just happened.
And it was just those two teeth. I don't know what, by the way, most of these teeth that you see in the front are not the front. Okay, a lot of my teeth are fake. This one is fake, but I've chipped that tooth 4 times.
Yeah, we not get into the.
You believe I've chipped the same tooth 4 times? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And then these 3 and these 3, so I have 7 fake teeth. These are bridges that I had to get put in because of my teeth that just decayed. It was just those 2 teeth that just for some reason decided that like we're tapping out early. What's up, Jacob?
Okay, Monet, if you're in the club and you're talking to a hot guy and you like go over, to like blow him in an alley, do you have to pop your Invisalign out?
Oh, the Invisalign girlies. So my friend Zach now has Invisalign. Taylor, my office manager, has Invisalign. This is my favorite thing about Invisalign people. When you sit down to eat with an Invisalign girly, they'd be like, they be, okay, oh my God, the food's here. This is like, all right, what do we have? Jalapeno poppers.
Okay, so Jacob, because I'm done with my Invisalign treatment, so I just wear retainers. I just wear my Invisalign at night now. I don't wear them during the day. But before, I was not in the business of blowing people at the club, Jacob. I don't think I've ever done that. Nothing
but you
against
blew
it,
people.
But not at the club. Jacob said, if you're in the club and I'm going to suck someone's dick in an alley, am I taking it out? I've never engaged in that. So
You've ever blown someone on a whim?
No, have you?
Yeah, for sure.
On a whim where?
There was that one guy, the one time I hooked up in drag at Lucky Chang's, I blew that guy in the bathroom. Me and that, but you remember that ballet dancer I was hanging out with? This was before you, that ballet dancer?
No, I remember.
Me and the ballet dancer, we met at the club. Me and you remember that time I told you about the guy wearing the kente cloth vest that like
Yes.
changed my vision of fashion, and we listened to Lana Del Rey for the first time ever. He was on a whim. Most of my hookups have been through the internet, but I've had maybe like oh, there was also so I've had maybe like 4 or 5
Okay.
hookups that were on a whim.
So back when I was a local queen, back in New York, I used to have a lot of on the whim sex. I'm thinking about, but that wasn't Invisalign then. Since Invisalign, though, if I'm gonna hook up with someone, I'll take them out before they ever come over. But I will say, towards the end of my Invisalign tenure, when I was still in corrective Invisalign, I blew Andy with Invisalign. I was like, I just want to try with Invisalign on.
Rearranged your whole shit. Oh, it was great.
No, game changer, because there's no, it's basically like you blowing someone that just has gums. It's like, which is honestly, I've never been blown myself. Actually, that's not true. One time I was at a glory hole situation in Portland, and this guy blew me who didn't, it was a gummy situation. I don't know what
He didn't
happened.
have teeth?
No, but it was, which,
Wait, no, he didn't have teeth?
no, he did not have teeth.
Work.
And
How was that?
it was
Did he
great.
have teeth? Did he take them out, or did he have teeth, or did he didn't have teeth like when you saw him?
I didn't know. It was a glory hole, so I don't know what was on the other side. I don't know.
Girl, you better than me. I cannot stick my dick in a glory hole.
This is back when I used to live in Portland, girl.
Oh, back when you was when you did opera.
Yeah, back then.
What was the opera company called?
Huh?
What was that opera company called?
Portland Opera.
That wasn't it the opera company in Portland? So back to Drag Race.
Oh yeah. How do we get
Jacob? So everyone rallies around Anya. Apparently, Anya has told Lexi about her condition. She's told Jules about her condition, and they're just like, that was fucked up. No one is on Arrietty's team. No one, including Arrietty.
Well, like the sucky thing about that whole thing, y'all. It was mean and nasty and low down dirty behavior. And people in the comments on Twitter, they're like, "Well, how was Arrietty supposed to know that?" But I was like, your mirror message is not your sign to attack other girls in the competition. Like it just seemed like it was wholly out of it seems unwarranted. And we find out later, well, they're speculating why Arrietty said it, because Anya was sticking up for Jules and she was upset about that whole Untucked situation. But I think it's completely uncalled for, because now forever and ever, Anya Nerve will be known as a girl with the stank breath. Anya Nerve could get the newest, freshest, scented, mint flavored teeth that have ever existed. She will always be the bitch with stank breath.
I feel like if dentists did flavored teeth, it would affect the way all your food tastes.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Anyway.
I will always be the kitty cat girl. Bob and I have talked about this for a million times. What you get known for on TV will follow you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot better at my makeup over the years, but it doesn't matter. Monét can wear a wig the size of a house. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it's really funny when people, because you can tell who follows the girls from Drag Race, but doesn't really follow us off the show. People will be like, I just need Bob back on my TV. Y'all, I have been on 2 to 3 TV shows every year since I was on Drag Race.
Right.
Every year since Drag Race, I've been on at least 2. Well, there were maybe a few years when I was doing Angels in America. No, even then, I am on at least minimum 1 show every year since RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
So y'all, I'm still on your TVs. I swear. Monét has had a whole ass TV show. A whole ass TV show. A Queerty nominated TV show.
Yeah,
but they think that we did Drag Race and then we went in a hole and died. Went in a butthole and died.
Yeah, okay, everyone's rallying around her. So that I love that all the girls rallied around her, and they're like, yeah, that was uncalled for. That wasn't cool. And then someone on Twitter was like, the way that Monét and Nigeria is saying that, even though sorry, the person was on Twitter saying that us calling out Arrietty's behavior of reading on. Wait, let me get it.
Yeah, please look it up, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. While you looked it up, I will say this. So Arrietty was on Instagram or TikTok Live, and someone was like, "Are you gonna apologize to Anya?" And she was like, "Well, if I do, it'll be in private." And you know me, I've always said, if you do me dirty in private, you need to apologize in public. You need to apologize in public. You don't get to shame me at the party in front of everyone, and then pull me to the broom closet and then apologize in there. If you did me dirty in front of people, for me, maybe Anya Nerve is different. Maybe Anya has a different understanding. But like, if you do me dirty in front of people, you need to apologize in front of the people you did me dirty in front of. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But it seems like
apparently they've squashed it.
Yeah, they squashed it. Everyone's moved on. But you know what? We're living in it right now. Okay, we're
Anya
living
better than me. I need a video.
Would you really?
Yes, you embarrassed me in front of the world. My medical condition that I'm really sensitive about in front of the world. I need an apology in front of the world. I've apologized in front of the world to people before. When I do something dirty and I do something wrong, I've apologized to people.
Did I have that experience?
I have apologized to you. I will say, I do not know. I could think of maybe one time you've apologized, but you always do the thing where you say, I don't apologize. I can name one time on this podcast you've apologized to me. I literally cannot think of one outside of that. Can you think of one? Can you think of two?
Yes, I think
I know one. Can you name two?
Bob, I apologize to you about the chipped tooth.
Yeah, that's one. That's the one I can think of. You name one more? One other apology.
Bob,
one.
I know for a fact I've apologized to you several times.
But you can't think of one. That's interesting.
I literally
I can't either. The only one I know is the chipped tooth. I literally cannot think of another apology you've ever made to me.
I've apologized to you several times over here. Anyway, moving on.
Apologize for your whole existence. Start with that.
It's crazy.
Bitch. Lydia has won a challenge. She finally has a win. Short-lived. She finally has a
oh my God.
She finally has a win. And then Sam is doing that thing again. I need Sam to get... Why is she irritating me so much? I don't get why I'm so irritated by her.
I think she just, I don't know. People are upset. They're like Bob and Monet won't give Sam a break. They won't. Like, I'm like...
They're right. I won't, because she's something about her I don't know what it is. She's doing well, but something about her specifically in the area where they sit down after someone goes home, something about her personality in that specific spot is just, it does not, I don't like it. I don't like to look at it. I don't like to hear it. I don't like to hear this. Well, there's something about it that doesn't feel genuine, and it irritates me to witness each week. That's my truth. I like her otherwise.
Yeah.
Y'all get into this. This is not an ad.
You told me, Bob, you told us about this 49 times.
This Aquaphor
is a multi-billion-dollar company. You think, bitch, make them come to you.
It's not an ad. I'm just saying, I like it. Damn, bitch. You come on here talking about your fucking, you talk about stuff on the podcast?
No, I don't. Ever since put my endorsement on the thing, I said never again will I endorse a company for free.
Well, I just like this. I just like it. Okay, Jesus Christ. So the next day they come in, Anya has already forgiven Arrietty, and y'all, they have not spoken, because y'all don't know, when you're eliminated, you're gone. You're actually
the last time you don't the girls is on the main stage. You don't see them any after that,
or until you go home and you look each other up.
Right. Yeah. I don't see anyone else.
Y'all, yeah, and not only that, when we did our season, Naysha was the first one eliminated, but we still had to film the promo between episodes 1 and 2. They sequestered Naysha from everyone.
Yeah. Even
during the filming. The only time she saw it was when she had to work with him on camera. And then after that, they took her away and made her sit by herself.
I mean, they did it for Vanjie and Calorie as well. I have to say, I think Anya Nerve definitely possesses a growth that I don't have, because I don't think I would not have been able to forgive Arrietty the next day. It would. So I really admire her ability to be the bigger person and move on. That is very admirable. But I don't think I possess that same thing.
Lexi saying she always has nightmares makes so much sense. This answers it. It's all so clear now. Lexi being like, I have nightmares every night. I'm like, you know what? That scans. That really scans for you.
And then she says about Susie. I'm like, girl, Susie lives rent-free in Lexi's mind all the time. But Susie must have real estate in there. A big old palatial estate.
Right? The gag is Lexi's obsessed with Susie, and but she needs to be obsessed with Anya Nerves and Jewel Sparkle. Like, girls, Susie is not... I mean, we'll get to it in a second, but like, everyone naming Susie, y'all, Susie's not eating y'all up like that.
That's
why are y'all obsessed with Susie?
We're gonna into it, but I agree. I'm like, saying Susie's the front runner is kind of crazy. And
She's a front runner. She's not the front runner.
She's not. Anya is
She's
declared
second or third.
everything that they said. I we talk about it in Untucked. We're jumping around, but we'll get to it later. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about that.
So Jules and Lexi, I just want to say Jules and Lexi's workroom outfits are so cute.
I didn't know this.
Jules is wearing this like tan crop top button-up shirt with these like black leather shorts. Such a cute look. And Lex is also wearing this black leather skirt with this like big blue faux fur or like feather. Y'all, I cringe. Y'all think I cringe at my makeup on season 8? Baby, my workroom outfit.
I don't remember what you had on. Did you have crazy outfits on?
My workroom outfits were correct. When I tell you I had never not once turned to look in that workroom, I looked the way I used to look when I was sewing at home at fucking 945 Amsterdam Avenue, apartment 4C. You remember those little those jeans that I cut into capris and sewed up the bottom of?
I don't remember though.
I wore a lot of tank tops. I remember having them go to Old Navy to buy me clothes because I ran out of clothes to wear in the workroom. I literally had to ask production to go to Old Navy and buy. They were like, "What do you got?" I was like, "I don't know, tank tops. Just buy me some tank tops."
Which is crazy because it's also freezing in there and you wanted tank tops.
No, it was Monét. We were filming on different stages. I filmed here in Hollywood. On our side of the, so we filmed in this big sound stage where they actually filmed I Love Lucy. And it was so old that when RuPaul, the air conditioner could only work on one side at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So when RuPaul showed up, our air conditioner turned off. It got blistering hot.
Yeah. So Ru comes in and announces that the girls are doing Ross Mathews versus the Ducks, and as Bob was telling me earlier, apparently this is a big old thing with Phil Timor Hoffman played the role. I've never heard of Truman Capote.
This is a different thing. So Capote is a movie where Philip Seymour Hoffman played Truman Capote.
Got it.
Capote versus the Swans was a Ryan Mathews production about Capote.
Ryan
Who
Murphy.
played Capote in that one, Jacob? Ryan Murphy, yeah.
Let me look. Sorry.
So a different actor, because obviously, yeah, different production. But this was a it's a spoof on Ryan Murphy.
Truman Capote, Tom Hollander,
yeah. Played Capote in this one.
Got it.
So, and he had a really funny, I can't do his voice, but Capote had a very strange voice.
Which is crazy because Ross Mathews, you remember Ross used to have like the crazy shrill gay voice? It like went away. Remember this? Like all those years when Ross Mathews used to be Chelsea Handler, his first year to stand, he's like, yeah, like Ross Mathews, he's like talk like here, like girl.
I think Ross's voice is still very high. Maybe we're just used to it now.
No, girl, Ross, babe.
Was he faking it then or is he faking it now?
I don't know what it is, but at the beginning of Ross Mathews' career, when I used to watch Chelsea lately, Ross Mathews, I'm like, oh my God, girl, yeah. It was that.
To be fair, that's a pretty bad Ross Mathews. But to be fair, when I listen to my voice from 10 years ago, my voice sounds completely different. It sounds like the same person, but my voice has gotten much deeper over the years.
Girl,
yeah, bitch, I'm aware. My voice has gotten deeper.
Voicemails of you when we first became friends, and y'all like right now, Bob, like you kind of sit like here and like this in this song. Back then, you're like, yeah, you just like you were up here. You used to be really to talk up here. Like, yeah.
Well, I probably spoke more like this. My voice was probably in this register. But this feels like I'm really forcing it to talk like this. Like it's really, I'm forcing it. And I just can't, but I've also ruined my vocal cords. I've had surgery on my vocal cords. And I also used to have a much thicker Southern accent. I'll find some, there's a post on the Patreon of my old voice. It was so high. I had such a thick Southern accent. I do not even sound like the same person.
Does my voice sound different to you?
No, you sound the same, but it's probably because you're better at protecting your voice. I don't protect my voice.
Well, Bob, start protecting your voice. You only get one.
I got surgery. What else do you want me to do? Jesus Christ.
So the girls are getting to pick their roles once again. And I think Sam has the right idea. Sam goes in. This is where her personality really works for her. She goes and said, I want this role. This role I'm doing.
And Susie is a fucking pushover.
She is
Every time Susie's wanted a role, she just gives it up.
Yeah, I wish she did stand her ground more. But also when the entire cast is like, nope. When everyone else on set, when Lana literally is like, who says anything about being fair? And like when Lexi's like, no, we're not giving it to her. Like, what are you gonna do?
Monét, what do you think I would fucking do? You would think I would let these bitches take a role from me, bitch? I fought for the role for that. The me, Betty, and Thorgy. We fought for that fucking role. I was not gonna
the cookie,
the street meats.
Art.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
art.
We wanted art.
Did somebody mention?
I concocted a plan. I made them fight against each other. I was like, I remember looking at Thorgy and Betty and being like, "Don't worry, girls, we're getting art. I assure you, when this is said and done, we're gonna have art." And we did. You do what you got to do to get what you want to get, honey.
I also love that Lexi is very self-aware. She's like, I know I need to lean on physical comedy to do a good job in this thing. And I'm like, that's very, very, very smart.
Did she?
Yes.
It wasn't that physical. She did a good job. I don't remember being like, wow, this is some physical. They all did the roll on the ground except Jules.
True, but I think when she said that, I think what she meant was having a prop, something to be like a thing. You know what I mean?
That's not physical comedy, but sure.
I mean, I think that's what what she means.
Got it. So Lana wants to attach herself to Anya, which I think is very smart. See, Lana is not intimidated by girls' talent. Lana really was like, I want to be near the girls that have the talent, which I think is a smart thing. You know?
Yeah, I think so too. And Jules and Susie, they both won the World of Chicago, which I think the World of Chicago, obviously, it's an iconic monologue. Like, we all know, I mean, not we all know, a lot of us know.
Can you do it for us?
Do I what?
Can you do it for us?
Yeah. Pretty much, I will let Gemma know that she's a fat cunt, and the shoe that she gave me were not something particular I would buy for myself. They were all Maiden type of shoes, and if that's the
and she said those shoes are made to be worn on a beautiful woman. So if that's the case, she should have put them back on the rack, and she should never even purchase them
because she was unqualified to own those shoes.
But she's not qualified to own.
I think Gemma is just a disgrace.
She's a disgrace to women. She's a disgrace to women who are actually beautiful. Somebody lied to her several times. I love that part. Somebody lied to her several times.
I told her she was fly, hot,
sex,
beautiful, sexy. But she's
nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
Yo, I need to know. I want to interview Tiffany Pollard so bad. Was that off the dome? Oh, was this premeditated? How?
I've been interviewed by her before. I did brunch with Tiffany.
Yeah, I did too.
It's still on YouTube. You did it too?
Yeah.
Why didn't you ask her?
Because she was interviewing me. Oh. Also, I don't think that was. I think it had happened already, but it wasn't popularized like how it is yet.
So you did a different thing, or you did specifically brunch with Tiffany?
I did brunch with Tiffany.
Bring brunch with Tiffany back. That show was so fucking funny.
So good. So
y'all,
good.
The one she did with Shirley Ralph is one of the. When I met Shirley Ralph, I had to bring up brunch with Tiffany, Shirley Ralph.
Wait, why was it crazy?
Because Shirley Ralph is so intentionally classy, and New York is so intentionally not, that it was like an aunt with her with her niece, who is just like wild and rambunctious and like talking about dirty stuff. And somehow Shirley Ralph managed to have fun with it, but always rise above the filth. It was very impressive and so entertaining.
I need to watch it.
They're a really fun duo together.
Do you think it was off the dome, or do you think it was premeditated?
I think it was off the dome. I don't know New York like that, but I don't think Tiffany Pollard goes in with monologue. I don't think she sits at home and writes monologues. I think she's very good extemporaneously.
That's crazy. It literally is an art. Honestly, that shit was fierce. Anyway.
So they both want to be Chicago, and everyone rallies against Susie, which no one's doing this against Anya, who is kicking y'all's asses.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a testament to the fact they just like Anya and they just don't like Susie. Maybe they just don't really care much for Susie. Is that a possibility?
I think that's what it is. I think it's above just doing well in the competition. Susie is very boisterous and vocal about how much better she thinks that she's than everyone. I think that's what it really is.
And how stupid everyone else is.
Yes, I think that's why it gets everyone they want to have peace.
Yeah, I wouldn't let Jules have that role. I'd have been like, we need to audition or something. We need to arm wrestle. We need to rock paper scissors. We gotta pick 1 through 10. Even if we leave it a chance, would be better than me just giving you the role.
Giving it to you, yeah, agreed.
So when they start working on it, Lana is there seems to be this narrative about Lydia and Sam not liking each other. I did not know about this. Did you know about this?
I think it's playful. It's because when Lydia,
we're not liking their style. They don't like each other's style.
Yeah, and then also when Lydia was vocal about Sam not doing as good when the Raider Queen results came out and Sam found out Lydia rated her so low. I think that's when it started.
Yeah, I just didn't pay much into it, but I'm sure if it was me, I would have. If I was Sam, I would have been like, oh, I remember this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
These clips cutting back to Jules coughing are sending me to the moon. I don't know
Jules
why it's so
coughing?
funny to me. It's like they're showing all the girls working together, and they cut back to Jules, and she's like, pretty much, I will let. Ow. And it just keeps cutting back to Jules just coughing, and I don't know why. I was sitting here watching it, cackling at this girl just. It was so funny to me.
I really like Jules.
All right, let's talk about B.O. I love it. Listen, we've all had our moments. I remember one time I was out all day in the summer running errands, meeting up with friends, and by the time I got home, baby, woo, let's just say some people would have found me very tantalizing, okay? I did not smell like a bouquet of flowers, and that's when I knew I needed something better than my usual deodorant. Enter Lumi. This stuff is a game changer. Unlike other deodorants that just cover up odor, Lumi actually stops it before it even starts. It's powered by mandelic acid, so instead of just masking smells, it works at the source. And the best part, it's a whole body deodorant. You can use it literally anywhere. Pits, under boobs, thigh fold, belly button, feet, and even between me down there. Yes, even between me down there.
Y'all, I have been done using Lumi before they ever sponsored the podcast. Because, you know, when I was a working girl in the city, I would do multiple shows a day, having in my tights, you know, being tucked away. So I would put my Lumi in my lady bits to make sure I was staying fresh. So the girls in the dressing room, AKA Bob and Miss Cracker, would not talk about me behind my back. So I've used it also in my underarms, in the thighs, and even my feet. And the scents, so good. My favorite is lavender sage, but they also have clean tangerine, toasted coconut, and their brand new vanilla bliss. You can now find Lumi in Walmart, Target, and other major retailers. But for the best deals, head over to LumiDeodorant.com. Go straight to the source, y'all. Go to LumiDeodorant.com to get your deodorant. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code RIVALRY for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com.
Let me spell it, because I know you probably can't spell. Okay, that's rivalry code at LumiDeodorant.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi.
Hey, I know the video just cut off, and I know you're upset about it because you want to see the dolls. I know you do, but there is one way to see us. Go to our Patreon, right, Roberta?
That's right. And not only will you see the rest of this video, you're going to see so many exclusive videos. You get to see some of our one-woman shows. You get to watch our Untucked thoughts. You get to see, listen, there is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, it's the best Patreon in the business.
100%. Bar none.
All right, let's get back to the episode.
Let's do it. But we do see, but to what you're saying earlier, Sam and Liddy, they are working together. When they're organizing, practicing the slaps, their hands are so far from each other's faces. I'm like, y'all, it has to look, the bit they are a mile apart. I mean, it has to look believable. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's all fun and games until RuPaul slaps Asia O'Hara.
Hey, right. And remember when you and I were doing some number and it involved you slapping me, but I kept on going in the direction of I was going into your head.
Yeah,
like,
I would slap you like this, and Monet's supposed to do this. Monet would go, ugh. And I kept like, bitch, how does that make sense? Monet was like, ugh. I would punch you, be like, ugh. I would uppercut, she'd be like, ugh. I was like,
that
what is
it? Was so you're like, Monet, you have to go in the direction I'm hitting. You cannot go into my
which is welcome. Like Monet is very coordinated. I don't know why this was her last two brain cells trying to piece this together.
That was funny.
So okay, again, my God. I love Anya and Lana's looks in the challenge.
Yeah, they're really cute.
But also, the whole bit is that who has the fattest ass? Lana's wearing a fake ass, but she never shows it. She like kind of opens the coat to show it a little bit. I'm like, girl, This is one of the moments where I'm like, either Lana doesn't get it, or her vanity won't allow her to do something that's not what she wants to do. Like, girl, they keep talking about your ass, and you never ever show your ass. That's crazy to me.
I think it's two things. I think her poise, I think Elizabeth, what you're saying, like keeps her from really going there because she's like always trying to look like this, like sexy, high fashion supermodel.
And she did.
I think that keeps her for that. Also, I was guilty of this the first improv challenge on season 10. Like, I was afraid to overact and be like so crazy. That's why I stumbled in that challenge because I was like,
Bigger.
Yeah, literally. I was like, this is like a real acting role thing to like not be so like, I was like, but when you're on Drag Race, the key is overacting and being ridiculous. Think about Cookie's Empire with Bob and them. They're literally fighting with brooms and doing like, it has to border on absurdity.
Yeah, guys, you're not at Juilliard, you're at AMDA. Okay, you're at AMDA. That's what you need to be doing.
So for all the season 18 and 19 girls, like when you do an acting challenge, do not treat this like you are auditioning for a Meryl Streep role in the fucking Bridges of Madison County, the revival. You are doing like,
what the fuck is Bridges of Madison County? You mean August Osage County?
Yeah, August Osage County.
Oh, I mean, Bridges of Madison County is also a award-winning musical,
but not with Meryl Streep.
Like
maybe.
you
It was
feel
based on
like
a movie.
Yeah, you got to be absurd. You honestly, the Alyssa Edwards school of bigger. It works on Drag Race. Just be absurd, be wild.
When they're fighting and Lana's titty moves down to her stomach, I wish she would have stopped and said, "Don't hit me. I'm with child." I kept thinking I would have been like, "I'm with child."
That would have been a fun little bit to add. But I think if she would have met Anya's energy, I think it would have really turned the tide for her. But she just was, because Anya was so big and so extra, and she was always just she was being buried by Anya.
I know I keep going on about the looks that aren't being judged, but this look on Lydia, baby, I love this. This is my favorite thing Lydia has ever worn on this show.
Oh wow, that's a lot of feelings.
Black velvet and this like jeweled and the she looks so good.
Her jewels sparkle.
Yeah, the jewels did sparkles. She looked great. But how do you feel about their scene?
I think their scene is fine. I don't think it's groundbreaking. I don't think it. I think, but honestly, no one did terribly. I don't think anyone did terribly. So I think it just pales in comparison to the ones that are really bright. But I think it's good. They're hitting all the beats and they're doing a good job.
When Lexi and Susie walked out, the first thing I said was, I typed, "Whose African American wig is Susie wearing?"
Sabotage. Anya nerve, knowing that when she gave that girl that wig, she should have or told her to clean the lace on that wig.
I mean, it's not about cleaning it. The lace, the lace comes dark. You can't clean if you get one of those. If you get a lace from like an actual store as opposed to online, those laces are dark. In my experience, the white lace comes from the internet, and the black lace comes from the wig store.
The wig store. Yeah, I would have asked. By the way, bitch, can I turn the lace back? Do you mind? Also,
Sam wears blonde wigs.
That's what I was gonna
Lydia
say.
wears blonde wigs.
I was also gonna say, and of all the blonde wigs, you pick that one, the one that girl wore in that white Satan's liturgical dancer outfit. That wig, you was like, oh, of all the blonde wigs in here, I want that hideous one.
Do you think that Susie Toot is known for making great wig choices? What wig choice? She does make some very great costuming choices. I will give her that. What wig choice would be like, damn, another hit from Susie Toots?
I would say her octopus one was cute.
I can't remember the wig, but my favorite look is still the Iron Maiden. That look was, she
so
looked
good.
fantastic in that look.
Yeah.
But there was no wig on it. Lexi and Susie want their scenes to fail. They want their scene partner to fail. Like, Lexi loves that Susie's doing poorly at certain points. Or no, Lexi wants Susie to do poorly, and Susie loves that Lexi is doing poorly. That's crazy.
Girl, it's a competition though. Honestly, but I mean, okay, here's a question. When it's challenges like this, do you think your partner doing poorly reflects on you?
I think that if you're acting or if you're trying to do comedy with someone who can't do it, it can't help you in a scene. Now, I understand if someone who you're not in a scene with is doing poorly and you get some schadenfreude from that, but wanting your actual scene partner, the one you have to work with, to do poorly, that's crazy to me, because that cannot benefit you.
I disagree. Sometimes Drag Race, I was happy that my scene partner was doing poorly.
Who was your scene partner that did poorly?
Like when we did Breast World, when Aquaria was out there talking about.
The way I have blogged Breast World, I think Breast World is probably one of the worst written scripts in the history of. It's not on y'all. It's not on y'all. Breast World was one of the worst scripts that Drag Race has ever pumped out.
You think
Truly.
so?
I think their best one was Daytona Wins.
You liked Daytona Wins?
The first one, great. It was a gag on the girls because the girls didn't know they were farting. That was honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to their writing, and 9021 Ho was actually really good too.
I don't remember that one.
And the RuPaul's Empire, the one we did with my season, those are all great.
I think the one from All Star 7 was really good too.
Which one was that one?
Oh,
Christmas Academy one.
Satan School
That was
Girls.
just because all of those girls were really killing it, so it seemed better than it was.
That was good.
I remember it being good.
No, I've definitely been in a scene. I feel like when my scene partner doing bad, a Drag Race, not in real life. I'm like, yes, yes.
You know which one was horrible? I think it might be the worst one. I can't remember what it was about, but I just remember being like, I remember thinking to myself, this has to end. And then it actually went into commercial and they came back and the scene was, not the rehearsal, the scene.
Which one?
It was the one that, it was from the season where Kylie won All-Stars.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that
Baby, this
the
scene
American Horror
was
Story one?
hot garbage. hot, stinky, smelly, nasty garbage.
I didn't see. You know, I need to watch. You know, I was filming during my All-Star 7, so I never watched season 6.
You're fine. You're fine. Don't go back and watch it. You're good. Shakespeare. I don't think Shakespeare was written poorly. I think they did a bad job at it, in my honest opinion. So Jules is getting sleepy while the other girls wait. That is so real, y'all. When I did Tales of the City, I was in my trailer in full drag, full dragoons, sleeping like Nosferatu.
Girl.
Well, first just laying. I didn't start off sleeping, and then I would have to wake up and when y'all, something about me, I don't know what it is, but when I wake up, my eyes and my nose start running immediately. Immediately upon a nap or a sleep, my eyes and my nose are just running. Monet's seen it. Jacob's seen it. I'm walking around with tissue on my nose when I first wake up. It's something that's happened in my life in my 30s. Y'all, I am sitting here I was wearing this red pleather outfit that Domino made me, and Domino makes torture devices. Anyone who's ever worn a Domino device?
Domino will make, again, y'all know the most beautiful, amazing clothes. You will be uncomfortable in that outfit from the moment you put it on until you take it off.
No, and then in a couple of hours after too. Like you could say, Domino, I need a t-shirt. When I tell you it will be the best t-shirt you've ever had in your life, but baby, you will need 3 people to put it on.
Yeah.
And it will be, he made me a caftan once. Why does my caftan have boning in it? I wish I was kidding. Monet, answer that. I want an answer. Why did my caftan have boning in it?
But you look so good. You look so good.
I look great. That outfit won an Emmy. That specific outfit won an Emmy.
Yeah. Domino's, again, it's amazing, and I'm so grateful. But bitch, you will have a fucking balloon dress on, and you are under it. You are snatched. So
her getting sleepy while waiting for a scene partner, that is very, very real. But why is she tongue popping?
But also, bitch, sleeping when you don't know your lines.
True that.
Falling asleep and not knowing your lines by heart is crazy. Also, you're doing a scene that in your mind, you know what the real thing is. So now you have to play this thing in your brain about not saying what you know the real lines are and doing what's on the page. So, girl, not sleeping and not knowing your lines is crazy.
But to be fair, falling asleep and going to sleep are not the same thing.
In a competition,
if you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
No remorse.
We all have friends that fall asleep and can't help themselves.
No remorse.
Nick doesn't do it anymore, but Nick used to fall asleep. Do you remember when Nick used to fall asleep everywhere?
No.
Jacob remembers. I have a whole Instagram story highlight of Nick just sleeping places. We be at shows, he just fall asleep. I guess maybe he fixed his problem.
I don't do no more with me. When I can watch a TV show, I will fall asleep every time, y'all. The amount of times I've been trying to make my way through a season or something, and I have to watch episode 3 and 4 times because I just cannot stay awake.
But Jules' tongue popping is irritating me because like New York does not tongue pop. That's not a part of
Yeah. But
New
I
York
think
does
she's
not.
trying to overact, and she's adding to that song to be like bigger.
Yeah, but like, have you seen New York go? Pretty much, I will let Gemma know that she is a fat cunt and like that's not. She does not. That's not. Girl, we got to expand our lexicon of humor and you know isms when we sprinkle it into our acting on Drag Race.
Lexicon is your favorite word, y'all. If I had $1 for every time I heard Bob use the word lexicon, I
And
would
if
have.
I had every time you said Sasson, we both be rolling in the dough, wouldn't we?
You love a lexicon. You
The
love
Sasson and lexicon would be we both be living in mansions.
You love a lexicon.
Let's go to the makeup.
Ooh, makeup mirror. Nothing crazy happened here.
Yeah, everyone feels good. Everyone's feeling really good. They did a freestyle, and honestly, Sam did the best.
I know.
It was a great.
I was a little shocked that Sam did a good job. That's because her uncle is Gnarls Barkley.
No, not when they Gnarls.
What?
Are you joking?
What? No. What?
When a Gnarls Barkley is a group, Charles Barkley is a basketball player.
I meant CeeLo Green.
Gnarls Barkley, CeeLo Green is not Gnarls Barkley. Gnarls Barkley is CeeLo Green and Deadmau5 together,
Right.
doing. I think you're crazy.
But I mean, what do you think of
Oh my
Gnarls
God,
Barkley?
I ate that. That sounded really good. Can you acknowledge that, please?
Let me hear it one more time.
I think you're crazy.
The little wrist.
I think you're crazy.
Come on, vibrato. You know you have a fast vibrato.
I think you're crazy. Just okay, I can't do the just like me part, but the first time I did it sounded better.
Because you have a fast when you vibrato when you vibrate, you have a fast vibrato. People with fast vibratos can riff very well. If you could get your tone together, you'd probably be a good riffer.
That was a read. I'm like Snow White. Snow White has a very fast vibrato.
Does she?
You don't remember Snow White? She has like all
That's
those.
not a vibrato, babe.
No, she goes. I didn't do it, but she goes. She has like. Snow White has a fast vibrato. It's like her whole thing. Like. She has it's the whole thing. Go listen to Snow White. The original Snow White.
I think those are trills, but okay.
Well, nigga, trill my nuts. How about that?
Shall we get into the runway looks?
Oh, wait. I want to say that.
What do you do when things go wrong? Oh, you sing a song.
It's coming.
Those are birds.
No, that's not a fast vibrato. She's trilling with her voice.
Anyway, so okay, we're good.
Jiggle, go.
So Lana Jarrett was the rap king of her elementary school. She has since lost all of those skills. Can you freestyle for us real quick?
What? Give me. I need a topic.
I need you to freestyle about your favorite sandwich.
Okay.
Give yourself a beat.
Sitting on the block and I'm looking real cute, having my Subway. Ooh, Susie Toot coming my way with some ham and some cheese. Nah, I want to suck some bees. Bees in the trap. Bees in the trap.
Okay, now you're just plagiarizing.
I'm not a freestyle rapper.
Suck some D's was right there.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, no, I want to put bumblebees in my mouth.
My brain doesn't think I can't. We know you can freestyle.
Give me my topic.
Give us a freestyle about gophers.
Bob the drag queen got one thing to say. Bitches is not Groundhog Day. We talking about gophers. Put on your loafers. We gonna go down and get your chauffeur. We gonna drive down to the motherfucking parking range. And then we gonna go to the golfing range. And all you bitches acting kinda strange. And that bitch like Lydia's kind of deranged. Now, the gophers go in the hole. They pop back up and then they slide down the pole. They make the bucks. They make the dollar. They make the stars. Okay, that's all I got.
That was
good. So let's go to the runway. Category is black.
Bob rap. Y'all, Bob always does. You get Nicki Minaj on. You be like, you got real Nicki Minaj.
Nikki is my mommy, my daddy's Eminem. That's a Mikey Angelo reference. Let's go on to the looks. Category is black and white ball. You know I love it.
I love RuPaul's outfit.
I love to wear black and white.
RuPaul looks so cute. I love this outfit on RuPaul.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call this color. Apparently, you don't say Mandarin color anymore. There's like a new name for it, and I like it.
Wait, why don't you call it Mandarin color? Is it offensive?
Apparently, yeah.
No. Oh, I love Michelle's outfit as well.
That is. I'm pretty sure that's a Rick Owens dress.
Oh, work.
And Nikki Garcia wore it on the reunion of Traders, except it was green and it was full length.
This Rick Owens dress, to be fully honest, is pretty overdone right now. Do you remember when there was that Mugler catsuit like 2 seasons ago that all the girls were wearing?
Not specifically, but I believe you.
But this Rick Owens dress is everywhere. Like, it's, yeah.
I have an outfit like what Ross is wearing. In fact, bitch, it is literally right behind me. I'm wearing it tonight. The fact that I literally have this outfit.
Work. It's probably from Ross's line. Y'all, Ross sent me some pants from his line. Honestly, 8. For all the thick bodied girls out there that got a lot of cake and stuff, they're thick knit, so they stretch and they hug you. I love Ross's pants.
Ross got a fat booty?
I don't know, but his pants are made for bitches with fat booties. You know, Ross is married. Okay, so put some respect on his husband's fucking name.
So, okay, does Ross's husband have a fat booty?
I don't know.
Oh. Married people can have fat asses.
But I don't think his husband would appreciate just talking about Ross's ass like that.
Let his husband speak for himself. And if his husband want to run hands, meet me outside. How about that? Everyone looks great. All the judges look great. Let's go. Actually, to be honest, everyone looks pretty good today. Let's go into these looks.
Yeah, let's go. What do you think?
You know I love a clown.
I know you love a clown. And I thought this was good.
Yeah, this is great. I like this look. I love this jester idea. I love her makeup. I love her hair. There is not a part of this outfit that, well, actually, the only part that I don't really in particular love is right beneath the stripes, between the stripes at the bottom, that
floral or something.
Is it like it's like a paisley / shell. I don't know what it is, but it's not upsetting. This is a great look, and I think she looks really good.
This is great. I would honestly prefer it if it was a catsuit. If the same thing, just with 2 legs instead of the gown, I think would have been maybe a little more interesting. But I think she looks great.
That's literally my outfit.
Yours was, you didn't have the ruffles, you didn't have the mash, you didn't have any.
I didn't have ruffles, but I had the big hair. I had the clown face. These bitches want to be me so bad. Sam, you will never be me.
I can't with you. Let's go on to lingerie. I love this outfit. I thought this was really cool.
Well, that this is I don't wear I'm doing something I never do, Lana says. This is new for her now.
I thought it was I thought this was really beautiful. Also, she has such beautiful makeup. Her face is always stamped and gorgeous and perfect.
How much of it is the paint and how much of it is the canvas? She just has a beautiful face.
She does have a beautiful face. She's a very beautiful person.
I love this outfit. She said something I love. She goes, the hair is made completely of hair.
Did she say that?
I think what she meant was these little bows are hair, but instead what she said was the hair is made completely of hair.
But I think it was really nice. I love the sleeves on this. I love the cut of the dress. I love having the polka dot tights, matching the gloves. I thought this was really well. I love the shirt. I love this. Love it.
The little panty poking out, she looks great.
Yeah, I love this. Jay didn't like that. I said, Jay, you're crazy.
And then I just polka dots. They're flat back spherical beads. They're like
are they? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they are. They're like 3D.
Yeah, Jay wasn't into it. Can you believe that?
Yes, I believe it for Jay. Jay be having some twisted opinions.
I agree.
So let's go on your nerve. I like this look. You don't like it?
No, it's not even black and white.
It's grayscale.
Yeah, it's not. That's not the prompt. And I think the dress is too short. I don't love the sequins on this dress.
The dress is too short.
And again, I think she's kind of doing a nod to Bjork's swan thing in a different way. But other than the fascinator, I don't love anything else about this dress.
I used to have a swan dress back in the day when I first started drag. My roommate made a swan dress. Heine LeBronx
like
made
the Bjork one?
Yep.
Oh, did you wear it?
One. Yeah, I used to wear it too much.
Work.
You start drag, you have 3 outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And don't compliment one, because baby, I'll wear it until the wheels fall off. Let's go on to Lydia. Lydia's puppetry is always a little off. Like Lydia's puppetry, like if these hands could have been stiff, but like the idea that your hands are too long, but like all I see is where your actual wrist is.
That's what you're saying.
She could have even had a stick in there. She could have even held a stick and stuffed the hands so that her hands would actually look really long.
I mean, that being said, I love this. I love the mixing of the fur with this fabric underneath. I love that she could barely walk. Like, it was all obviously very intentional. I love this. I think she looked beautiful. This is my favorite thing I've seen Lydia B. Collins wear the entire season. I love this.
I love the hair. I love this hair.
It was really
I also
good.
love Lana's hair that's completely made of hair. Let's go on to Susan Tooth.
Susie is such a diverse artist when it comes to the fashion. I did not think this was going to be her story this season, but I thought this was a really interesting and cool look. I love this collar thing. Her neck looks 91 feet long. I wish she would have cinched the waist a little bit more, but other than that, I love this.
She actually didn't even have a cinched waist. All she had to do was stop the trim for the waist. Like if the trim stopped right below the boobs, and then the trim picked up again but like around the belly button, the drag queen belly button, which as we all know is a little bit higher than your real belly button, near her natural hips. I think this could have been a really, really great look. But also, that being said, yeah, this is a great look. She looks really good. I even love the fringe.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Let's go on to Lexi Love, who's doing me and Monét had this chat the other day. First of all, I just want to say I love this look. Is there pink in there?
No, that's just the background coming off of it.
I love this look. Just start with that. But when I found out that it was a Mugler knockoff, that really irritated me.
I don't even know. How is this a Mugler knockoff?
She said it on the runway.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I don't like this look. I thought the hair was...
Can you find the image, Jacob? Can you find the Mugler of this? If you can't, I understand, but yeah.
I thought the hair was crazy. And
I like this hair.
What?
What's wrong with this hair?
Girl, this hair look wild.
Can you give me anything besides wild?
The shape of it feels off. I don't know what these barnacle flower florets are supposed to be. Is that a crown? Is this a tiara that she put on into the hair? I'm confused.
Maybe she's a Parvati fan.
What?
Maybe she's a Parvati fan.
I was confused by that, and I just don't like the shape of it. And like the rooted gray or blonde or super dingy blonde, I was not into.
It didn't work.
Oh,
it's not a knockoff. It's just inspired.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I will say the Mugler picture we're seeing right now, I like that.
Well, Monét and I were having this conversation the other day. When you...
By the other day, she meant this morning.
This morning, when you knock something off, y'all, these couture ateliers they are spending months and dozens of thousands of dollars making these insane pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to look as good when you do it if you don't have the resources they have or the skills that they have. So it's always going to end up looking a little off, a little wonky. It's like the lobster dress we keep seeing on Drag Race. What was the one you said we keep seeing, Monét?
The Chimera.
The Chimera. Or if anyone's ever seen, there was a period of time where folks were really obsessed with doing McQueen's oyster dress.
Oh yeah.
There was a period of time, and it just doesn't look as good, and you'll always be referencing that. So it was something like when Cat Williams said, there was a car that I think Chevy made a car that kind of looked like a Phantom. I can't remember what it was, a whole bit, and he was like, you feel like you're in a Phantom until someone pulls up next to you in a Phantom.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. I do like this look though.
Let's go into Jules Sparkles.
She ate.
This
she
was so
swallowed.
Cool. So
Jules
cool.
is such a good drag queen.
She really is. She's a drag queen too. Like I've been her performances, and this look is so cool. This like 2D thing. Oh, sorry, this like
cartoon.
This cartoon situation. It was all just so well done. She looks is giving pop art.
I feel like this is Jeffrey Kelly.
It is Jeffrey Kelly. How'd you know?
I knew it.
How'd you know?
I knew it. I love when you can spot a designer.
How'd you know?
It just looks like Jeffrey Kelly. It just looks like something Jeffrey Kelly would make. The collar, the bottom of the jacket, the way that it goes over the hip, the way it curves over the hip. And Jeffrey Kelly does this thing where he's really good at incorporating the bottom of the garment of the jacket. If you're wearing like a gown with a jacket, that you can still see the hips and it doesn't cover them up in a great way. He's really good at shape. Does Jules not wear titties?
I think they're doing it for she does. I think they're doing it for the effect, so it looks flat.
She didn't wear them in the challenge either.
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, she didn't wear titties. Because sometimes when girls wear pads but no titties, it looks kind of crazy to me.
I don't in this one because this is obviously meant to be seen from straight on. Straight on, it worked, but seeing it from the side a little bit, it does throw off the illusion a little bit.
I do love there's two cats on the runway, and honestly, they're the two best looks.
Oh yeah, I would agree. She's like a sphinx or whatever.
No, that sphinx has hair. I mean, as we know, sphinxes can have hair. We found out. Someone shaved a cat, sold it to Monét, and told her it was a sphinx. She believed them. Who's your favorite look of the night?
I'm gonna go with Lingerie. I really like this look. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it to Jules Sparkles.
Jules is a close second for me. She looks amazing.
So let's get into the challenge.
I think Anya bodied. She is just in every turn. There's not a single aspect besides, not even design, because she won or she was top in the design challenge this season. It's just, what was she in the bottom for? Oh yeah, she was in the bottom for that one, the pink one. Well, not in the bottom, but anyway, there's not an aspect, there are almost no aspects of competition that she does not excel and shine and is just fucking glowing and fierce. And this one it was just her physical, all the comedy that she did was just so fucking good. She's such an impressive drag queen.
I agree, and I actually don't think on Lana was that bad. I will say they did all do well. I don't think Lana should have been in the bottom. I do like the look down, look up that they did. There was a moment where they both kept looking down and looking up at I think the ass pads.
Yeah,
I thought that was really, really funny. But I do think that Lana should have showed her ass. I don't know if maybe Sam does know the Whitney reference. It's not right, but it's okay. But something about it wasn't playing. Like it's either like she didn't know, or maybe she I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I think Sam is also really young. Maybe she really just didn't get it. She's young. She's like 22, 23.
Yeah, possibly. It's possible. I was talking to someone very young the other day. They didn't know. I can say who it was. I was hanging out with, he's not that young. He's 27. On his birthday, Mikey didn't know that he didn't know that Justin Timberlake was in NSYNC.
What?
He was listening to NSYNC. He was like, "My God, this who is this?" I was like, "Oh, it's NSYNC." He was like, "Oh, because it sounds like Justin Timberlake."
Work.
And then I was like, not only was I was like, NSYNC was probably the biggest boy band in American history. He goes, not bigger than One Direction. I was like, I thought they were bigger than One Direction.
No, I think maybe One Direction may have been bigger, girl.
I mean, Billboards would like to argue with you.
Well, the NSYNC is bigger than them?
They have more number ones and stuff.
What about Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC was bigger than the Backstreet Boys.
Were they?
For sure.
Oh, I don't know.
I would say the biggest boy band in history is probably the Beatles, but they're not American.
Right. Yeah, so I thought Anya really, Sam probably just doesn't know. And I think that Jules struggled because she wasn't doing enough for the role. Like you are on stage, very similar to us, Miss Forgot. You're on stage by yourself, bitch. Make it bigger, be the character. Get crazy.
The funniest joke of the entire script was lower your voice, going straight to ASMR. That is so funny to me. But I wish they did more ASMR tropes. I wish they were like,
yeah, those, yeah.
I think that I cannot believe that you would actually say something so offensive about me.
That was funny. Yeah, if they would have done some more of this stuff, I agree, that would have been better.
Was that good ASMR?
Well, we couldn't hear the nail clicking you were doing. We don't hear that, girl.
Because I don't have nails and I have a pad on my thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I was wanting to do some ASMR. I think
you do some?
Do you like watching mukbangs with ASMR?
Those are different things.
When they have a whole plate of food and what's the difference?
Oh, but I don't think mukbangs are specific to. I think people do mukbangs in ASMR, but the mukbang is not about the.
Yeah,
no, you're right. I've seen a pickle lady who eats pickles and like does that.
Yeah,
But I've seen ASMRs where they're just clicking their nails and like making noise. They put like glue on they cover the microphone in tape and then rub glue on the tape. There's this one girl who does it here in LA, and whenever I see her online, she has like sometimes up to 15,000 people just sitting there
what is the
listening to her make
appeal
noise.
there?
I think that it's relaxing. Some people she does it late at night and people actually fall asleep to it.
Wow. I feel like I can get into something like that, but I just don't know what it is. What is my niche, you know?
I don't think it's your passion, and I think you've already found your thing. So just do your thing.
No, but I think I have a great soothing voice. I would love to just be in there and like, I don't know.
All right. Can you give us a preview?
Yes, I can give you a preview. So I'm here just, taking off my drag. I'm taking off my lashes.
You have to make noise with your mouth. They like the noise with the mouth.
Taking off my lashes. And I think that, I'm putting on my pair of eyewear glasses.
No, you rub it softly across the thing.
You hear that?
Softly.
That's called pair, baby.
Rub it up and down. Get the ridges.
Yeah.
You don't have the right microphone.
I know.
You need a Yeti.
Yeah.
But honestly, I support you, and I want to help you achieve your dreams of being the next James Earl Jones and the next big ASMR person.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that.
I would love to support you any way I can.
Did you agree with the winner, Anya?
So we're going to the judges. I have another thing about the challenge. I think that so I wish that Jules would have done her monologue confessional style. Like I would have been thinking of it funny if she grabbed Ross's camera, put it on a tripod, sat down in a chair and did it straight up like the way, or even go to the camera, like get right in line with the camera or something and do it in the vein that New York did it on Big Brother.
Okay, I can see that maybe working. Maybe.
And I also think that the drink they threw in Ross's face should have kept getting bigger and bigger. It should start as a shot, and then a martini, and then a pint glass, and then a pitcher,
a cooler,
and then a bucket.
Yeah. What do you think, Ross? Brought to me, y'all ain't dunking me with a whole fucking bunch of water, bitch.
He's already got water. Have you ever had a drink thrown in your face for a scene?
No.
I have. And the person throwing the drink in my face was very short, and they threw it up at me, bitch, into my nose. Like up my, I remember being like, I'm drowning. We had to do it like 3 times. And it never got used.
What show?
We're Here.
Work. I remember when I was used to be in the city, I used to do a bit. I first time, like I forgot what number it was. I would take a drink and throw it in my own face. But one night I was like, you know what? It was drag suicide or dragula, whatever they call it these days. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it with vodka. Y'all, the way that shit burned my eyes, it was a kilo of vodka. I didn't realize it would burn so bad. I was on stage blind. I thought I was eating. I was like, they're gonna gag it. So Hans had just brought me a full beverage. I was like, yes.
But you know, the audience won't know if it's vodka or
water.
what.
I know.
But you're a method actor.
I'm a method actor.
So during the judging, Lana and Lydia got the harshest critiques, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But
it should have been Jules.
My favorite question came up, which I want to drag Fitton, Randy, if you're listening, I want to pitch something to you. The question should no longer be who should go home and why.
Mm-hmm.
The question should be who's doing the worst in the competition.
Yeah, so they can't scapegoat that fucking boring ass bullshit that 40 bitches did.
It was so, saying your biggest competition should go home is the cheapest, like lamest. You're lame.
I agree.
If you say your biggest competition, saying your biggest is the same thing as saying send them all home. It's lame. You're lame. You're a bitch. You're not brave, and you're not bold enough to say who you think should go home. So thank you to Anya Nerve and Susie Toot for answering the question. And honestly, Anya, as we found out during Untucked, didn't actually answer the question the way she thought it should have been answered.
No, she said Lana.
So to be truthful, Susie Toot was the only person who was actually brave enough to give a real answer.
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting back on Susie's side a little bit.
I mean, I
Susie's
think
side. Susie's side is crazy. You get what it sounds like?
Suicide.
Susie's side.
I agree. I think it's really fucking lame to say your biggest to say Susie or Anya. But again, what I was really gagged at is when someone is doing so well in the competition, for everyone to just glaze over how good she's doing, just saying Susie. I thought it was so interesting that none of them see Anya as the biggest threat.
They do. I think they just don't like Susie as much as they like Anya.
You're right.
They just like Susie more. I mean, they just like Anya more. You know what I mean?
Anya more.
So Anya wins the challenge. Lana and Lydia are on the bottom. I'm actually kind of shocked that Lana was there. I thought it was going to be Lexi.
I would have put Jules in the bottom.
I meant Jules. Sorry, I meant Jules.
Yeah, I think it should have been Jules. But I'm okay with Lydia or Lana. But I think Jules should have been there instead of one of them.
They lip sync to "Unholy" by Sam Smith. I love this song. Baby, watching Lydia.
It was tough.
It was uncomfortable on so many levels. First of all, it's uncomfortable because you are literally just flailing with a weapon. Like, she has scissors. She's tripping.
Scissors?
She is flailing with a sharp. She's running with scissors. It was just so uncomfortable. I'm like, and she starts tripping. Like, once she tries to get her foot out, and she starts to fall. Like, so I could be like, oh my god, you're holding, which is so uncomfortable. Girl, you should have pre-cutted it. You should have perforated or something. Like, this shit was very hard to watch.
It was. Also, bitch, honestly, knowing, I think it was clear she was going to be in the bottom. I mean, bitch, in Untucked, I would have cut it and came back on stage. If best case scenario, I'm not in the bottom, but my dress is cut up. Who cares? Bitch, you're on Drag Race. Like, you knew there was you cannot lip sync in that. Come back with the thing, like, and don't, and I know sometimes they didn't Untucked, they're like, ladies, you can't. Bitch, fuck that. I will be sitting there telling everybody, like, yeah, and just cut it. But also, it's your first season.
Dress? Who gonna check me? Who gonna stop me?
But it's your first season, Bob. You know, you play by the rules, except for you.
No, I did not. Ask the girls from my season, baby. I have been Bob the drag queen for a long time. I was causing trouble. I remember the time they told me I couldn't pee. I said, "Who gonna tell me that? I'm grown. You gonna tell me I can't pee? You're crazy."
Yeah,
we're shutting down production. I gotta go pee. We'll continue when I get back.
But
tell me I can't pee. Y'all got some. Imagine.
You're
Imagine. I can't pee. Bitch, I'm grown as hell.
Yeah, so she should have prepped it. She come back on stage with her dress cut up, but she didn't. And now,
or honestly, hike it up. Cutting your dress has been done on Drag Race, and it's never that gaggy. Like, it's not that gaggy. She's like, I have something on my sleeve. It's not gaggy. What I wish she would have done was ripped off that what do you call it?
Like the fur, I don't know. Shawl. Mm-hmm.
And have some and hold two upside down crosses and be like, "Mommy, don't know. Like, it should have been like, like, could you imagine these upside down crosses being like, that would have been, to me, that would have been so fierce. Or she would have revealed a big upside down cross on her chest.
Well, that's
or on
too
her
late.
back.
But at that point, bitch, you're not touched. You're not in the workroom making props.
I did. So whenever I thought I was in the bottom, and I'm telling you now, y'all don't realize this, every single, except the one I was actually in the bottom in, every single lip sync, I went and prepared a gag for it. When we did the when I had the paint drip in my head, the neon challenge, I had all this acrylic paint in my titties, and I was gonna pull it out and like pour it all over my head, in my mouth, spit it out. I had a gag for every. I was like, if I'm in the bottom, if I had the lip sync, I was ready to do so.
I was motherfucking ready. Yeah, I think she should prepared, or honestly, just have some red paint somewhere, just to give the thing a blood somewhere. Would have been.
So Anya wins. She's the first girl with 3 wins. Anya is the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. In my humble opinion,
agreed.
I think that her close competition will be Jewel Sparkles. I think Susie Toot will be at the finale as well. The top 3 are Susie Toot, Jewel Sparkles, and Anya Nerve.
Yeah, I agree. No, top 3 are Anya Nerve, Susie Toot. Oh yeah, because yes, Anya Nerve, Susie Toot, Jewel Sparkles. Those are my envisioning for top 3. Yeah, I see that.
I mean, Sam Star's gonna be in 4th place.
And where's Lexi's fifth?
Lexi's not gonna make. Yeah, Lexi's fifth. Lexi's getting the Latrice exit.
Which is what?
Semifinal, like right before the night, semifinals, like right before. I think she went home fifth for her first time.
The Ben de la Creme.
It's gonna be a really big emotional exit from the show. She's going to thank RuPaul profusely. She's going to say to herself something like, "And now I see that I have what it takes. I came here not believing in myself. I overcame so many hurdles, and I want to thank you, RuPaul, for giving me this opportunity. And now I know that I can go in the world and be the only Lexi Love." They'll all applaud. She'll go to the top. She'll turn around and she'll say something like, "And Susie, I like you too," or something like, or "Susie, you aren't that great," or something. And then they'll all laugh, and then she'll leave. She'll get quite emotional toward the very exit of her thing during Untucked. But as she's walking down the stairs, she'll do this. As she's walking down the stairs backstage, she'll do that.
Okay. I hope that happens for her, Bob.
You hope she goes.
No. What you described.
We'll see all on that. So we'll talk about this like, Monét praying for Lexi's downfall in Untucked. We'll see you all over on the Patreon.